Howdy y'all. So today I'm in here and I am working with the chickens in the garden, and what I'm currently working on is getting it rototilled. I already started this small section over here. The chickens, despite the fact that they are now following me everywhere, we're all just up in there getting a bunch of the roots and stuff like that, seeds that have gotten turned over, bugs, worms. I don't want them to eat all the worms, but they're going to do what they're going to do. They're chickens. Ain't like I can say it's a 2-worm limit. So the goal is to take it from looking like this, where it's all the grass and whatnot, to getting it all rototilled up. I don't think this is all going to happen in the matter of one day, but I figured I'd bring y'all along for part of the process and just show you. This is our rototiller here. It's 18-inch yardmate. It's the most powerful one I could find in our budget at the time. Yes, it'd be nice to have a tractor or something like that to do this big area, but I don't. It's just me. So it is what it is. See, there they go. Now they're up in there. Man, they're noisy today. They're quickly learning not to be afraid of the rototiller. When I first brought it in, they took off everywhere. It was a bit of a disaster. But now they're learning that the rototiller brings them food. So they're going through and eating whatever they can find. All right, y'all. I'll get some more footage of the rototiller going through and whatnot and show you our progress as we go. I'm hoping to get about half of it done today. I apologize, the sun is not cooperating to take the camera angles on both sides at once. The roosters over there are being all kinds of noisy. But as you can see, they're all hanging out where it's rototilled. All right, so what had happened now was, as I was going along, I managed to catch a rock. And it is huge and lodged up in there. Let's see if I can show you all what I'm talking about. All right, so all this is a rock. So I'm going to go get some tools and take these blades off in order to remove it. All right, I'll catch back up with y'all once we get back working. All right, y'all, it took some work, but I finally got it out. This right here is the rock that was stuck up inside the rototiller. So you can see why that would make it not work right. The chickens were not very helpful in the process. They all decided they wanted to be curious and come around where I was working. But all right, I'm gonna get back to rototilling. All right, y'all, so I got about half of it done, which was my goal for today. I still have to work tonight, so I don't want to overdo it. But the chickens are loving it. Somebody even laid an egg while I was rototilling. We don't typically collect the eggs from these chickens yet because the eggs are tiny. We have our layers back up over here, and they lay giant brown eggs instead of these little tiny white ones. So chances are I'll just ground that one up and make it into some of the fertilizer compost for this here garden bed. That's what I do with most of them. All right, y'all. So we'll keep you up to date and get out another one next time we do the rest of it. All right, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz you hear from every YouTube video. And we'll catch up with you next time. All right, y'all. So I was just thinking, if you want to do a big garden like this, you do not need a rototiller. There's a whole system out there. You can find plenty of videos on no-till gardening systems. I think most of them do use like a broad fork or something along them lines. Not something I really looked into because, well, I have a tiller. And we'll go through and we'll till it, and we do it that way. But there are other systems if you don't have the time, the money, the room to run this big old tiller. Because it does take quite a bit of space. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to maneuver inside of a 4x8 garden bed. It's no good for a raised bed or something like that. So yeah, there are other systems out there if that's what works for you. If you're local and you need somebody to come and till for you, let me know. If I can help you, I will. But the tillers are not cheap. They're cumbersome to move around. So don't go out and buy one just because you're doing one garden. Like I said, there are other methods. You can look into hugelkultur. I think that's how you pronounce it, which is a great method for raised beds gardens if you can prepare them ahead of time. We do ours in the ground because we move our gardens. This year, the garden's not quite where it was last year. The year before that, it wasn't quite in the same spot. So after this year's garden, I can let the grass retake it, and it will. I mean, the grass has no problem retaking the entire garden. Half the times it does it before we're even done harvesting everything. We're going to try and avoid that this year. But regardless, yeah, you can do it without a tiller or any of that. You don't need any kind of fancy special equipment. It can all be done multiple ways. YouTube is a great resource. Like I said, you just look up no-till gardening, and you'll find a ton of different resources and whatnot. But I just wanted to add that in there in case anybody's looking for alternative methods. You don't have a tiller, you don't know somebody with a tiller, something along them lines. Have a good one.